Hello, everyone, and welcome to the writer's class. Oh, wait, I remembered that I'm talking about the writer's class, which is the one that I don't have favorites that I like the least. I don't have favorites though. I love you all, my four podcasts, evenly. Not important. I'm Winona, and I remember to introduce myself. Dag nabbit, I'm almost professional. Like this is the Ladies' Tale podcast. Like I have like a producer or a director in the room. You guys know I am never that professional when I have those in the room. I'm going to do this one day. I'm going to be professional and I'm going to show up and I'm going to act like I'm an actual anchor of a podcast slash show. That's never happened. But it was fun to say. I'm Malona and I'm part of the end I thought ladies. Ooh, y'all. I think I'm going to have to need a cognitive test after that. I just introduced myself twice. I've never done that before. Like I forgot my own darn name. Those when I said part of the end I thought ladies, that means one half and the other, together we wrote books. There's a few of them. This end I thought divorce was bad, end I thought being grown up was easy. If only I remember in verse, Foreign Coffee, Widow's Web, and Widow's Debt. If you are counting, that is 6 books. Y'all want to do the sign language part? 6 books. So if you want to, we can add another 21 books and you will get a full total of 27 books. That's how many we've written. You can find those at www.andithoughladies.com. By the way, we just finished number 28 and I started number 29. Hey, I'm rolling on 30 now. That does not include my mysteries, but that's okay. I don't want to brag about me. I am the narcissist of the group, but still, there are other things to do. Like I have guests. So you don't want to hear any more about me. You want to hear about our wonderful guest. Wonderful guest, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Janet.
Aloha, I'm Linda.
Do you want to
I'm
tell them anything about you?
Well, we're going to say three things about ourselves. Um, I'm addicted to coffee from the moment I get up to the moment I go to bed. Sleep like a baby, it doesn't matter, at least for a couple hours. I really like being outside and I really like foggy days. So those are three things about me.
That's
Lynn?
all true. She also likes cheeseburgers. I'm going to tell her that too. Three things about me. I really enjoy music, and I know Janet does too. So every Sunday night, I listen to my Grateful Dead show on the radio on Lava 105.3 from 4 to 6, and I fold my laundry and do all my chores and get ready for Monday, which I love. So I'm rocking around the house. What else about me? I like to be outside like Janet too. I'd rather be outside than inside. I come inside to rest and to sleep. And I always have water with me. I'm a water junkie. I take it to bed. I drink it in the middle of the night when I get up to go to the bathroom. So that's my thing.
Okay, first of all, you're a water junkie. That's not even fair. You cannot be a junkie when it comes to water.
Yes, you can. Water is so good for you. Keeps you hydrated.
Yeah, that's how we know it's not a junkie thing.
I
Like
remember
amateur.
I remember being in grade school, right? And they used to take you out to get a drink of water at a certain time, and you had to stand in line at the drinking fountain until it was your turn. And I would sit there in my turn, and I'd just be chugging, and people would be like, "Move, hurry up, we don't have time." And I'm like, "I don't care, I'm still really thirsty." So you think I have a kidney problem, but knock on wood, tink, 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 I don't think I do. So I think I just like water,
Would
or
you?
it can be flavored. So yeah,
Oh, that is hilarious. So you were one of those kids.
yeah.
Jen, you said you like foggy days, but you both like being outside. So is it like foggy London days with the drizzle on your head, or just like foggy, like I got up and for everyone else in the world, they're like,
Oh,
God, I need a bucket of coffee.
well, it depends on what I have to do, whether I'm talking about mind fog or ocean fog. Um, there are those days where I wake up with a mind fog, but since I have a very close friendship with very strong coffee, I'm usually able to burn it off pretty early in the day. Um, Not so much with the fog here in the Pacific Northwest. It can hang around for a long time, and I've always loved a good foggy day. I'm close to the water, so I get my fair share of foggy days, either one. A little from column A, a little from column B. Brain fog, beach fog. They both work.
Okay, first of all, I'm just starting to understand what brain fog is, apparently. Like, oh my God,
Oh,
never, ever, ever do I want this. It feels like LA smog has just settled in your head and it's not going anywhere. And I'm
well,
addicted to
it's
caffeine,
not.
so I can't burn it off.
No, but coffee works if you drink coffee.
I'm
Tea,
allergic. I'm allergic to caffeine. That's what I meant to say. I'm allergic to caffeine.
well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so am I. Every day. Every day someone makes a pot of coffee, I'm like, that smells delicious. And y'all are operating now. It's just
Yeah,
upsetting, but that's okay.
I travel internationally with my little French press, and I'll carry it into restaurants, have my own coffee in it, and say, charge me for a cup of tea, but just bring the hot water. And I'll make my own coffee right at the table because I want it. I want the coffee to work.
I want to travel with you, ma'am. And I can't even drink the coffee, but I just want to travel with you, ma'am. Let's see it
You,
be me.
we have a good time.
So both of you like to be outside, but somehow there's a book. You
Yeah.
put them inside for how long to make this book? And were you happy or unhappy about this process?
I I've known Frenchie since I was 17 years old and she was 12. I call her Frenchie. It was a childhood nickname. And so more often than not, I will refer to her as Frenchie. So we've been friends with each other. I'm 67 today, so you can do the math. Um, and even though, we both got married young, we both had children, she moved away, but through life, we've always reconnected. We were there when each other's parents died. We were there for each other when our husbands died. We were there celebrating each other's gains and accomplishments, and there sitting quietly next to each other in the darkness when one of us was broken. And those are bonds that don't happen often in life. People come and go, they represent a certain time, but 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 very few people come through life all the time. I'm 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 sorry.
One.
So our friendship has survived a lifetime of, wonderment and bereavement and our children's teenage years, and traveling together as we've gotten older and we're not, needed at home on a day-to-day basis. So when she approached me about doing the artwork for this book, it it was for me a gift back and thanking her for all the wonderful years that we've had as friends back and forth, and just celebrating her and her grandchildren. And you know it was a wonderful experience, just the time we had together and the laughter. And some of my ideas can get pretty far fetched, and she was always there to rein me in, pull me back in when I was like, oh, we could do this, or I can paint that. And at times she's like, I want to say this, and I'm like, ooh, I don't think we should say it that way. And we really listened to each other and really respected each other's views. So to me, it was a culmination of all the love I have for my friend, for her family, for our memories that we've made together. Absolutely a wonderful experience. I would recommend it to anyone who has a friend like I do.
Okay, Linda, I feel like she left nothing for you to really say.
Oh,
So,
and
but
she
I'm
left a
throwing
lot.
it to you anyway.
Yeah, good. She left a lot. So I just want to explain the name of the book is called Tutu's Pearls. Tutu is a word for grandparent in the Hawaiian language, and it's also what my grandchildren call me. And Pearl stands for Pearls of Wisdom. So it's a giftable picture book that has wise sayings and original and whimsical art. And for me, Tutu's Pearls was really my phoenix rising from the ashes. So I approached Janet after my husband passed away in 2023 and said, "Look, I want to leave something for my grandkids, and I'm asking you to come help me on this project. So would you be willing to do it?" And I said, "I just want to leave them the things that are most important in life. Some of the sayings, like, oh, I don't know. What's a good one, Janet? Like dance like no one's watching, or the grass is greener. The grass isn't greener on the other side of the hill. The grass is greener where you water it. Things to really think about and sit with that represent those things that are really important to a life well lived. And what my husband, who passed away, was wonderful. He is the nicest man I ever met in my entire life. And he just, showed me a beautiful thing on what's important, and I just needed to write it down. And I'm so glad that my friend of 50 years was willing to do it with me because she made it a gas. It was a very fun process, and we're still having fun. We're writing more. We've got 4 already done, not 30, but we've got a total of 5 done, 5 done, and only one is published. So you can find us on bookbaby.com, or you can find us on our website at tutusbooks.com, tutusbooks.com.
Oh, wow. I feel like my job is completely and totally done now. Got the background story, we've got everything. But why did you
Oh,
choose
not everything.
Not even close.
why did you choose Tutu out of like all the languages that you could have chosen? Tutu as a Hawaiian saying?
Yes, so TUTU to tutu is what in Hawaii the grandchildren will call both the grandmother and the grandfather tutu. So it could be tutu man or tutu lady, or it could be tutu Linda, that's my name, or as Janet would call me, tutu Frenchie. Or it could be a tutu with a man's name on the end of it. But my kids call me tutu. They call their other grandmother grandma, but they call me tutu. So that's why we chose it, since we were writing it for my grandkids. And actually, the dedication page, if you look at it, has a picture of my husband who passed away with my grandkids. So,
Okay, this book sounds absolutely heartbreakingly sweet now. I'm sorry. I'm
the-
gonna get wisdom and it's gonna be pulling on heartstrings. Good gracious. I started off with y'all being outside. I thought I was gonna get some cute indoor stories. But now I have heartstrings and tears in the corner of my eyes. Good gracious. Not me at all. So this does bring me to a whole nother question. So this is 50 years friendship, 5 books. So we're getting 1 book and 10 years of wisdom per each book.
Um, I don't think it breaks down that way. But that's a thought. Um, I always have ideas for other books that I want to do. I was trying to convince Frenchie to do an adult alphabet book, um, because that would make me laugh.
it's all swear
Um,
words.
a little drinking, just the reality of being, a senior citizen in these times. We were children of the 60s, um, children of the 70s. So we listened to the Grateful Dead, and we had a hell of a youth, and it was good. It was really good. And I expect that my senior years will be as fun and rewarding as other parts of my life, because I'm still having a great time. I'm still laughing, still trying new things. I'm still, encouraged to keep going. And part of that was, the book project. It always has me thinking, what are we doing next? Where am I going with this painting? Why do I want to do this painting? Do you feel anything do I feel anything when I look at it? And so it's just it's a great time. And I would hope that everybody of our age is having as great of a time doing what they love doing as we are.
Yep.
Two-part question now. One, you said you love learning new things. So Janet, Linda, what do we learn new? What are we doing next? And then number 2, just for Janet, I heard painting, but I didn't hear writing. So did you paint for the book?
Oh,
Or
I
did you write?
I am not the writer. Um, Frenchie's very kind in saying that we co-authored the book when in fact she would come up with the ideas and I'd look at them and say, I think I can paint this, or I think I can get close to what I feel when I look at these words. So that's what I would do. And occasionally I would say, oh, I don't think we should say it this way. I think maybe if we say it this way, it will feel better and I'll get the right feeling in the painting. So that was one of your questions. What was your other question? Because it's already gone.
What did y'all learn new?
Oh my gosh, what did we learn new? Um, well,
We're on a
I
podcast.
learned that Linda is she can understand computer language much better than I can. And she put it all together on the computer. She did, I would say, oh, I think this picture goes next. And I kind of laid it out, but she was able to put it all in the computer and have it come out and look like a book. And she was like, I've never done this before. And I would tell her, well, you're brilliant because you're teaching yourself how to edit a book. And that is not in my skill set in any way, shape, or form. I just am like, I'm walking outside. Can't do it. And she persevered, taught herself how to do it. I would show up with all the photographs of the paintings. I would go to her house, and in a week to 10 days, we have the layout done. We have all the everything figured out where the dedication was, and we would be able to do it in a week to 10 days every single time. So kudos to Frenchie for learning that. I learned or relearned that my brain doesn't think like that. It's like math. Computers and math are like the same thing. I'm just like, so way to go. Way to go,
Lynn,
my friend.
Yes, and all of our books aren't the same format. So Tutu's Pearls is definitely the wisest of the books. And that's the wisdom I wanted to leave for my grandchildren. But the other Tutu series are kind of different. One is called Tutu Eats, and it's the recipes that we learned with our parents and grandparents and aunties and uncles in the kitchen I'm sure they came from a cookbook once upon a time, but I don't know where or when. And we just learned at their side doing it with them. So we wrote that down for our children so that they could be the keeper of the family recipes and then move on. And then we wrote one called Tutu Takes a Trip, and that's all about travel etiquette. And again, it's all the same kind of format, very minimal words and great art. So it kind of makes it all pop. My personal favorite was called Tutu's on the Road Again, and that one's all to Grateful Dead lyrics. But when we spoke with the owner of the lyrics with the Grateful Dead, it's called Alfred Music, I think. When we spoke to them, because it's copywritten material, and we talked to them about, what kind of royalties they would need, it turned out that if we published it the same way we published Tutu's Pearls, we would owe them $2.54 for every book we sold, which isn't going to work for me. So we figured, okay, we're going to wait on that one. And maybe we never actually published that one, but I had a gas doing it, and we may just reuse the art for something else. And then we wrote one called Tutu Loves Hawaii, and we've got 3 more in the works right now. So Tutu's going to go to Washington and Scotland. What was the other one, Janet? Japan,
Well,
maybe?
I want to do
No.
the adult alphabet book.
And the alphabet book. So we've got other projects to do, and we really enjoy it. We typically wait till the rainy season because that's when Janet can paint. So we're coming into spring and summer, so Janet's going to be outside in the garden, and then she'll come in the winter. But we'll talk about our outline and our concepts of what we want it to be and what we want it to look like. Our books are short. They're only about, they're 45 pages, but it only takes about 15 minutes to read. But it's the things that you find within the pages can really stick with you, and there's a lot of values in there to talk about with your family. So a lot of times our book ends up on a coffee table because it's something you can pick up and just look at and go, wow, all right, I want to talk about that. Here's an example. There's a painting that Janet made of all the woodland animals around a big table, and it has a little extension on it, and the saying underneath it says, if you have what you need, build a longer table, not a higher fence. There's some heavy things in that. What does that mean to a kid? What does that mean to an adult? So it's really a book that can help bridge the generations and give you something concrete and complex and oriented to talk about rather than, our typical whatchamacall, video games or, movies or whatever. So it can add a lot of value to a family.
Okay, this sounds amazing. It sounds very thoughtful. I felt okay, a little too thoughtful for people who've gone through some life. I'm not gonna lie. You're gonna think about things and where did I end up? How did I get here? It may inspire you to start telling your own lessons to your own kids. But ooh, I've done my little advertisement for the Tutu Pearls book. What would you tell people who are of your generation and maybe lacking some computer literacy here and they go, I'm writing a book to leave for the grandkids. Advice would you give them?
You're never too old to learn something new. It's okay. There's also, I talked to another woman who recently who wanted to leave, oh, it was last night. She wanted to leave stories about how she left Germany in 1942 or something, and she was 7 years old and came to this country. And then she ended up working in New York City for a luxury fashion, a French luxury brand, and she wanted to leave those stories for her kids and grandkids who grew up here. But all of that backtrack and coming to this country and not knowing English and all of this stuff, and at a time when there wasn't a lot of warmth towards German people, and so I was telling her, you can go, there are places online that offer books that are almost like journals that will prompt you about what to say, and a lot of times you can even transcribe it and not have to write it all down. So she was going to look into that. But there are methods out there. So
Janet?
I would encourage anybody to write their story down because I honestly believe that every life has a beautiful story. And until you lay it down on paper, you won't know you won't know until you start what you have bottled up inside of you. Just one story after another, and we all have them. They're all different. Write it down because my parents were pretty good about writing stuff down, but I still have questions that are going to go unanswered because they're gone. And I don't know exactly, and I can't call them up and say, you know, Dad, you fought in World War II and landed on the beaches of Normandy for D-Day. We never talked about it. I have the history of it, but I would encourage all of us to write our lives down. Might not ever be a book, but your family and those that come after might really appreciate knowing what your life was like, knowing what it was like to live or being born in 1992 or 2005 or whenever it was. All of our lives are different, but we should all celebrate our lives. That's that would be my suggestion. Just do it. Just get out there and write it.
How has this book taken you to unexpected places? Like when you started off, where did you think you were going to go with it? And what moment were you like, wow, this is different?
well, certainly not a podcast. I had no idea that we were going to do something like this. Um, I, I was in the middle of my grief when we were starting Tutu's Pearls, and so really when we finished it, I just felt like, oh, we're done, because I just wanted to leave something for my grandkids. Okay, we did it. But as I look at it, it's got some really deep value to it. So it's leading me to all these new places with Janet, which we're really enjoying. We did take it all over Northern Europe together, which was a lot of fun. And getting our pictures taken everywhere with the book and giving some copies away and whatever. And we've donated a bunch too. So um, I'm looking forward to see where else it takes us. But our dream, I think, together, Janet, is to go to like Lake Como for a month and sit there and write a book. We would love that. Tutu goes to Italy, or goes to the Lake District, whatever. But we think that would be really fun. So
Janet, where have you landed that's unexpected?
I'm sorry, what?
Where did this journey take you that was unexpected?
Um, for me, it was the moment that I saw the artwork and the words together in book form. It it made it all very real, and I didn't expect to feel that way about it. I didn't expect to look at it and be like, we did this. This is something we did. It came from, it's a little piece of us, each of us that are in that book. You know, every painting I do, there's a little piece of me in each of those paintings. And everything that she wrote down that she wanted to say, there was a piece of her. And so you look at it and you realize we came together and created this piece that doesn't fit in any box. It doesn't, you know, it's really hard to label. What is this? Who's it for? And I'm like, it can be for everybody. They're all things that we either knew at one time and forgot, or we still know, and it reinforces that, you know, be kind to yourself and other people. Just be kind. Doesn't cost you anything to be kind. Um, it was just seeing the birth of our creation in a way, of the paintings or the artwork and the words together, that I was surprised at how much it meant to me when I saw it done the first time. So that's my answer, and I'm sticking to it.
Like she would also be like, I'm sticking to my guns. Never mind. Sorry, y'all. I'm I'm bouncy and it's evening. You know exactly how I get when it becomes evening and do an interview. You're like, what? Well, no, what are you doing? Okay, y'all. So we have come to the end of our interview. So I have one last question. Where can we find your books and follow you on social media so we can get more information about your books and your lovely writing life?
Well, you can find our book on bookbaby.com. It's also available on Amazon, but we do have a social media presence on our own website, Facebook and Instagram at tutusbooks.com, spelled tutusbooks.com. And we hope, you'll find that you want to purchase this. And if you do, please leave a review. We would love that. So our tagline is timeless words, playful art, generations connected. And at least I believe that our book has the ability to do all of that.
Thank you for coming in today. I really appreciate having you guys as guests. You have been so much fun. I feel a little wiser already, which is sad because I didn't come in wise. Um, my head feels a little heavier now that I have some wisdom in it. You can find out I'm gonna wrap it up for us over here. You can find out everything that your ladies are doing at www.andithoughladies.com. And while you're there, go down to the bottom of the page and you can see the three charities that we proudly support. We ask that you give them a little support too. Does not necessarily mean money. You know, you can get your hands dirty and actually build an orphanage in Ethiopia, or maybe you have a little wisdom, as we discussed today, that they could use. Because they're always looking for experts to help them figure something out. Either way, we thank you in advance for helping them. And remember that wisdom is all around you if you're open to finding it and accepting it. So peace and love, you guys, from Winona and the Missing Jade. Oh, yeah. Thanks for listening.
Bye.